For the last 20 years, the Ramp has led hundreds of thousands of people into radical encounters with God that have changed their lives forever. They are the fulfillment of our mission from beginning to end. They are the picture of Awaken 360. See, awakening begins with one individual encounter, and then that encounter leads them into a life of awakening that impacts their world, awakening the people around them in their family, in their school, their workplace. Those people being awakened and their impact on their world begins to impact cities, states, and nations. This is the full circle of our mission in action.
My encounters at the Ramp 10 years ago have just affected the longevity of my drive to pursue the Lord.
On one level, it was familiar, but there was a rawness, there was a depth, a richness in the presence of the Lord at the Ramp that caused something on the inside of me to leap in a way that I'd not experienced before.
When I had that encounter with the Lord, it was as if I realized the Lord cared about me too, and not just everyone else in the room. It's changed the way that I see things, the way that I see people.
Learning just all these facets of the way God loves me and just how I can live my life for Him. It was just a real awakening because I had never experienced that before.
I remember just thinking to myself, Lord, I feel like I've wasted my youth. I literally felt like I'd been asleep. And the best way to describe it is this: you don't know you're asleep until you wake up. I felt like I had an awakening experience.
I'll never forget, the Lord just started revealing His love for me. And so, that was kind of right as I was really wanting to go to medical school. And I remember answering that altar call and just basically wrote a blank check to God and just said, whatever it looks like, I want it to be you.
I feel like encountering Jesus just gave me that boldness that I needed, just the confidence that I need today to be on the mission field.
Today, I'm a missionary in Asia. I have the opportunity to go and teach different people, whether it be young pastors in the village or young girls in the city, just what the gospel is simply. I always know, even when I'm over there, everything goes back to those first fruits at the Ramp.
The Ramp has been a huge part of my spiritual development, my calling, my journey in God. So I'm so blessed by all the amazing things that I've seen God do in my life. And I really see what God's doing with Preston here in the UK as a byproduct of what He started in Hamilton in many ways.
Having had the encounters with Jesus that I've had just gives me something extra that I can bring in that I think helps people. It's something that's just driven me, and I've been reminded of it. I'm so thankful for Miss Karen's yes, and just her being willing to open the doors of the Ramp, bring in young people from all over the country to come and see what awakening looks like, because now it's been 10 years and I still love the Lord. And so now I get to have my own yes.
My official title is District Youth Director of the Assemblies of God in the state of Tennessee. But the reality is, so much of what we're experiencing now, it has its genetic code, if you will, its DNA in those years that I spent at the Ramp. The seeds of what God did on the inside of me there are now turning into fruit. I've had the privilege of watching literally hundreds of young men and women be awakened to the reality of Jesus. And I would be remiss if I didn't just take a moment to express my gratitude to the Lord, express my gratitude to Karen for paving the way, for being a forerunner, for being a general so that a young man like me could watch, could have a model, so that when the time came I could step into the purposes that God had for me and that I would be ready for the moment.
I want to give you an opportunity to join us on this mission. As an Awaken 360 partner, you can create the opportunity for individual encounter. You can create the opportunity for awakening. Awaken 360 partners commit to give $30 a month, which is $360 a year, representing the full circle of awakening. Awakening one individual who impacts their world. Become an Awaken 360 partner and see the full circle of awakening fulfilled across the earth.